Well, I hope we're live now. Let me show you what I'm dealing with right now. So for whatever reason, so it says I'm disconnected in the bottom. I swear, these two were on, and I was able to like join a random public lobby. I can't seem to connect. Um, I'm actually not sure what the heck is going on and why is this happening so suddenly and randomly. I'm guessing the solution would be to install and reinstall. A race, and it's about to be 7, so quali's about to be starting right now. I've been trying to figure this out, like since right now, literally just happening. Well, there's probably not gonna be a stream because I can't get in. What is this nonsense? There is. So I'm connected. So I'll check this. Check it. So I'm not joking. So it's connected here. So that. And then we get an error. Um, but I'll dip it, whatever. Yeah, so it's gonna give us an error because it's, yeah, there it is. Um, Here, watch public lobby. I'm joining Monza. It works. It works. I'm in random lobby, putting that up. Uh, well, it's a huge bummer, but we're not gonna be able to see what happens in COTA, or if anything, what's gonna happen in COTA. You know, how big is the lobby? The grid tonight. Um, I, I'll keep trying for like the next, I don't know, 10 to 20 minutes to log in. In the meantime, since I have you here and, you know, I'm assuming everything is going as scheduled, I'm just gonna... Oh my god, everything is out of whack. Even my, Here we go. My replay. What is up tonight? All my settings are off. Anyways, in the beginning you had names that I'm blanking out on. Art. And I forgot the other Porsche driver, but he was in front. They were fighting it out. That was actually cool, quite cool. Quite. Trying to see they were both getting a little messy internally. And besides that, turn one was, or lap one was relatively clean, which is what we love to see. We gonna focus on Albert here, and look at this sick drift there. Bam! Just power sliding his way through. What is that, like corner 8 or something? Anyway, lap 4, we had Zach Manriquez. He's battling it out with Jacob Hart here. Made a move for the inside, kind of a dive there, and made it stick. Porsche coming out on top. Jacob Hart, though, he wasn't letting up, though. He was on him. He kept up the pressure. Kept up the pressure so much, in fact, that around lap 10 here, we fast forwarded. Zach had a little bit of an issue there. Just a lot of oversteer. Ended up slamming into the wall quite aggressively. Huge amounts of damage. As you'll see another driver there. That was Landry. He narrowly avoided a head-on collision there. Zach, though, he was taken out of the fight because he was way too badly damaged. Landry's point of view, though, let's see what he almost missed out on. See Zach swerves and manages to control as you'll see Hart over there off to the side. What happened to Hart, you're probably asking. We will show you here. He was chasing Zach, and from his POV, Zach just hits the wall, and because Zach bounced back just a tiny bit, he hit Hart in the rear and forced him to slide. Luckily, though, he was able to recover just in time to avoid being in Landry's way. Yeah, pretty bad incidents, and unfortunately bad incidents. Through no one's fault, it was just a racing incident. Lap 14, you had Albert Guiana overtaking Jacob Myrie here. Myrie went a little bit wide. Guiana zooms right past him in the S's. I don't know if the going wide was intentional, but I'm gonna say no. He just made a little tiny mistake there. So good overtake by Albert. In lap 20, you had Jacob Hart battling it out with Landry here. In a difficult sets of corners here, Landry has the inside, Hart on the outside, getting the better exit. Ends up going out in front. Manages to secure that position, overtaking Landry. Really great move there. And your race winner here is Finn. 10 out of 10 driving here. Pretty much started off really well and ended off really well. Pretty much dominated Bazooka. We have two special treats for you. Two bonus clips, since this lobby was the grid was quite small here. I'm gonna showcase Albert Guiana and his sick drift here on turn 1. Pretty much drifting the entire thing. That thing getting squirrely under him. Manages to maintain control of it enough to continue. And an unfortunate drive-through incident with Jacob Myrie here. We're gonna slow it down for you. We actually have the camera and everything here. he got a drive through because he crossed the line going over 50 kilometers, which is 31 miles per hour as a limit here. Crossed it a little bit too fast. That huge blow. We've all been there. I've been there. I've done that. A little bonus footages. Hopefully, both of them don't get embarrassed because of that. Guess I'll keep you here for a little bit. Let you guys enjoy the music for a bit. I'll turn it up. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to figure out if I can get in the lobby. Cause I really don't know what's going on my end. Like at all. If worst comes to worst here, I'm just gonna call it in a couple minutes, and unfortunately we won't see COTA. Sucks, but it'd be like that. Enjoy the music for at least a little bit. We're racing COTA at night? Hold up. Oh, wait a minute. I got the wrong file loaded up then. Hold on, let me go resize everything. COTA at night. Ladies and gentlemen, we we are actually good to go. Holy smokes. Ooh. Quality is already up. Give me a moment because this was literally last minute loading up. Oh my, I'm so far behind on where I should be. Is it wet? It doesn't look like it's wet. Oh, wait. It's wet. It's wet. Holy smoke. I thought it was just COTA at night. I was not expecting rain. Well, we're gonna have a definitely a slippery race here. Okay. Okay. Well, right now we're checking out. It would have been the race for me to come back to. Come on, bro. You should have joined. Can you still got time? Oh, no, you never don't because you have to be at the room. So weird. Whack. Forgot the music was like extra loud. Would have been cool to have you in the lobby with us, bro. But you know. Yeah, if you want. Give me a minute to set that up. That's if you want to join in the boost. Totally up to you. Well, give me the call and I'll have it set up. In the meantime, we're watching Noah McComber go around and around the track, and he's doing an excellent job here. Well, he was doing an excellent job. Did he improve his lap? I have no idea. I mean, it's not bad. He's running a 2:16 as his personal best, which is really good. Jeff Kelly's almost at the very tip top with a 2:14. We have a Jacob Hart here, who's currently sitting in the pits, and I think got a new livery. Not too sure. But he is in P1 with a 2:13.107. You can drag me in and DM me. Oh, that's right. Here, let me have everybody view Alexander Sabo here while I check that out or get situated over there.
Hello.
Yo, you are live.
It's weird being back on 5FIR for sure.
How's it
How
been?
are we doing tonight?
Doing good. Big chillin'. Still recovering from pneumonia a little bit, so I might cough, but I'll mute myself when that happens.
Oh, don't even worry about it. I feel even though I'm not racing tonight, it feels good to be back with you guys. I know I've been kind of a ghost. Kind of took a massive break from ACC. I've moved to AMS2, Automobilista 2, and Le Mans Ultimate. So it's a little different from where we're at tonight.
How do you like it? How do you like those compared to Assetto Corsa?
Definitely, in my opinion, more solid in regards to the behavior of the cars. ACC has a really solid framework with Unreal Engine. I'm not sure what framework the other games use, but it's definitely better, whichever one they're running. The suspension actually works properly, so every adjustment you make makes the car handle differently. It's what's gotten me to a really good spot already in those games, because more so AMS2, you're actually able to make the car bite if you need it to. So, ACC, the car bites, but once the tires start going, it doesn't matter what setup you have in the thing, it's not going to handle correctly. And the tires wear really inconsistent to how they would in real life. So it's definitely just overall, in my opinion, better. But yeah.
I think it's because we're primarily focused over here with GT3s or with GT cars that suspension settings and everything don't really affect it as much.
That's the thing,
Since
is
they're
it's
already made.
it's GT3 that I'm running in AMS2.
Oh, really?
And the car feels miles better than here in ACC. Also, the fact that cold tires and overheated tires really have a massive effect on you in the race, whereas these you can kind of get away with it. Cold tires you can really get away with. I remember when I was racing with you guys, I was pushing all out on the first lap on cold tires, and I had as much grip as I did when my tires were optimum. If you try that in AMS2, you'll look a lot like Breadlove that just slid into the apex there. You'll look awfully a lot like that, if not into the wall on the outside of the track. So it really takes your race strategy, hitting all of your timing to really maximize your performance. And yeah, definitely a better system, as Jeff Kelly So that slides out and taps the wall there.
Pretty much hits the wall. Uh,
So, because I'm a broadcasting noob again, and it's been a while, what's the keybind to get rid of the
F2.
F2? Okay.
Should be F2. We have a Jacob Hart here running a P1. Has 2 purple sectors. Noam Comer has sector 3 as a purple, so that's interesting. Jacob Hart running a 213. Jeff Kelly, not far behind. He's running a 214. So a second slower. Will that hold up in the rain? Only time will tell, because the conditions are slippery.
He must have gotten that 213 when it was a little drier. These guys look to be struggling pretty good near the end of it.
Potentially, probably towards the beginning of the quali laps.
Or near
Macomb.
the end, actually. Looks like it was drying out near the end.
Honestly, I
Track
wouldn't even know.
track is only damp, and when I popped into the stream, it looked pretty wet.
Could have been drawing out, yeah. Macomer is running a 216, and right behind him, literally a second behind him, is Manriquez, 217. So they're going to be fighting it out on the Porsches once again. Gienna is going to be definitely joining in on that in the Honda. He's also running a 217. Actually, the rest of the grid is quite tight. Starting from
Yeah,
P4.
you've got the front grouping. We'll see if they're able to stay close together, Hart and Kelly, and then you have the rest of the grid: Macomer, Manriquez, Gina, Tarno, Zavo, all those guys. I have a feeling will be pretty tight tonight.
You know what we haven't seen? We haven't seen an actual like flyby of the cars and everything in the water when it's at night. I'm just gonna try something new tonight and do that.
There you go.
Cause why not? Actually, with the lights in the background, that actually looks pretty badass. We have Jacob Hart here in P1. I do believe he has a new livery, or at least I downloaded something that was new. But Jacob Hart, P1. Will he hold P1 is a real question. I know you would have been probably battling it out with him at least since you're in COTA if you joined us.
Yeah, and with how the track is, I probably would have been a little bit higher, especially if it started drying out. But like I was saying in chat, COTA has always been a strong suit of mine. You pair that with rain, I'm usually pretty good in the rain. And then you pair that with nighttime, and usually it's a combination that I do very well in. So, yeah, I'm kind of upset that I wasn't anticipating this. I didn't even realize COTA was on the schedule this season. This would have definitely been the race that I checked into, but we're here now, and hopefully I'll be able to see some good racing tonight.
Hopefully. See how these guys actually started off. Because, you know, turn 1 here is going to be a little bit hectic, I'll say.
Turn 1 is usually pretty hectic as they round the final corner. Cold brakes, cold tires. Usually get on the brakes for dragging them, try to warm up the brakes as much as possible for T1. We're getting ready for lights out here as we go.
Oh my god, this green takes forever.
Green, my timing was way off on that one. I thought it was earlier.
How will turn 1 go?
Looks like everybody's getting a little bit tight in there, but looks like everybody gets out as they should. Well done to all these guys for being clean through T1.
We're gonna follow here in the middle of the pack. See how the rest of the grid is following. We had Macomber and Zach getting really, really close, but now it's Zach and Tarno going to be potentially battling it out here. Man, I'm all over the place.
Looks like Kelly is getting attacked by Macomber. As who was that just spun in front of the pack? I want to say
Uh,
that was that Hart? That was Hart.
that is
Hart's in the
hard.
grass. He's dead last now. Dropping down the order and losing time as he spins around. The rest of the drivers taking full advantage of that. Albert Guiana fending off against the attack of Breadlove Zabo and the rest of the pack. Zabo coming down the inside. Oh, there's a tap there on Guiana's rear tire from Tarna, I think that was actually.
Yeah, that was Tarno. What a lap! What?
It's a little chaotic out there as Fry spun around in the back of the pack as well, making a little moving chicane.
Right now, I do not trust my race control here because it says it is sunny and it is clear.
It is very much not sunny. It is clear. It's a little bit cloudy, but track is greasy as Tarno gets loose. I'm on Tarno right now.
I'm over here in the front. We're watching Zach Manriquez try to make a move on Noah McComber going into turn one. Zach's on the outside. McComber going almost into the back of Kelly. How he managed to slow down the Porsche just in time while defending against Zach is beyond me. That was quite a close one. In the back, we're gonna check out Luke and Breedlove here. Breedlove. Who is battling it out with Alexander Sabo. I was tripping out because I just saw Brad Tarno's name there for a second.
Yeah, I see Tarno and Cizeron getting close back there as well. Guiana, Hart are trying to make up time after their little spins on the first lap.
Macomber actually able to overtake Kelly right before the start of the straightaway. Kelly though is looking to overtake him back in turn 12.
Jeff
There's
Kelly down the inside on the brakes. Does he get the apex? He does. Macomber giving him plenty of space back around the outside. What a lovely pass back. Manriquez to the inside now. Does
taking
he
full
solidify
opportunity.
that move? Kelly not giving up. He is still holding his foot in. He still on the inside. Has to give that position in the end as Manriquez had the better track position there on the outside. Lovely fight between these three up front.
It's very close.
Zabo with Breadlove. They're getting a little close back there.
Uh, Zeron was actually really close to Albergana. Not sure what exactly happened, but he's quite a distance away.
Oh,
Torno
who
with
was
a
that just spun Tarno?
the yellow.
Oh, and here comes Hart. Hart right up the inside. Scissorin going around Tarno as well. Tarno just dropping right now. Hate to see that for Brad, but have a little battle between Guiana and Breadlove. Zabo and Breadlove. Sorry, Zabo getting super sideways coming through the sweeper into the S's. Stays ahead.
Uh, Here in the S's, how difficult would it be in the wet? In the dry, it's already hard enough to stay within the track limits. Like, I
In the
don't.
wet is very much a patience game.
Mhm.
You want your inputs to be as smooth as they can. As we watch Breadlove go up the inside of Zabo, Zabo with the switchback down the back straight. Who's getting on the throttle hard enough? A little bit of contact as they exit the corner.
Tiny little
The
bit of
BMW
contact.
versus Ferrari drag race.
We do
Zabo
have a
has the
VOP.
inside.
Go for it.
Breadlove doesn't look like he's fighting that too hard. He's letting Zabo go, so Zabo stays ahead of Breadlove for another lap. Oh, he's coming back at him, actually. I retract that statement. He's on the inside. What happened to Zabo? That looks like he just kind of pulled over for him. What's
Sabo
happening to Zabo?
Sabo went heavily defensive there and actually continues to go a little bit
He's
to a defensive
he's
there.
going backwards. Something's wrong with Zabo's car, I think. Is he possibly limping back to pits due to fuel? Maybe he didn't fuel enough? Because he's just dropping to Guyana and Breadlove currently. No,
No,
he's
he's staying
staying
out.
out, so no fuel. What's going on here with Zaba?
I think he just made a little bit too many mistakes.
He
Went
made
too
mistakes and
too
had
heavy
to
on defensive.
reset.
Yeah.
Manriquez with the fastest lap at a 2:10.3. Must be a little it's green track currently.
Yenna overtaking Breedlove here in turn one. Breedlove went a little bit too wide, got a little squirrely there. As that was happening, over in the back you have Jacob Hart approaching Alexander Savo. We're gonna put that on
Yes, but
camera. Oh my god.
the battle started right as we were trying to talk about the S's, as we have rain coming in possibly about 30 minutes. Maybe a little bit earlier than that. Um, Radar shows that we have a little bit of rain coming in.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
the S's in the wet is very much a patience game. I know it all too well. You really need to, as another battle starts, right as I'm talking about it, Hart drag racing Zabo. Zabo got a horrible exit out of the tight U-turn down in the back. Zabo looks like he's gonna stay wide and let Hart have that inside. Hart well to the inside on that one. So okay.
These two still battling it out.
Yeah, there's are we up front with Manriquez and McComber? That gap really hasn't changed too much. Those two are pretty even as McComber goes over the sausages on the outside.
uh, Something happened to Fry. He was out in the dirt, but he's back on track now. Something
Yeah,
happened to
probably.
something happened to Love. He's facing the wrong way.
Red Love is backwards.
Now he's from where it's back on track.
Zabo is now backwards.
What is
The
going on?
track does not look like it has a lot of grip currently.
Mm.
Well, like I said earlier, it is a green track. We had the wet, damp, greasy track to start off with. As it's starting to dry out now, all the rubber that was down um, is not there anymore. So these guys are trying to rubber that back in, but it's gonna get better and then it's gonna get worse once the rain comes in a little while. But the S's, as we watch Fry go around in the S's, um, as I watch Fry go around in the S, um,
Oh,
in the wet, it's very much a waiting game. Your inputs have to be very smooth. You can't be jerky with your throttle or brake. In the dry, you can get away with it a little bit more. You can really throw the car into it to, you have the bite to do it. And the tires have the grip under braking as you tap the brakes going into the right-hander after the crest. I believe that's turn 4. Turn 4, I believe. The biggest thing is kind of coasting it, actually, from the left-hander. Turn 3. You can really kind of lift off. As Guiana loses it on the curb, he's in the wall right before the pit lane. You can really coast it almost and lightly have your brakes dragging to set the car for turn 4, and then the rest of the S's. If you do it right, you'll have all the control in the world. You won't need to worry about the car being upset or aggravated with your inputs. If you do it wrong, you're gonna know you're gonna spin, you're gonna get loose, it might not go the way that you want it. So, we're gonna see how these guys maneuver and run with it, but that's a bridge that'll be crossed when the rain comes. For now, it's a green track. Not a lot of grip as these guys are starting to spread out.
The track is definitely getting drier as these guys are starting to put faster and faster laps. Hart having the fastest lap of the race tonight with a 2:08.592 compared to everyone else's 2:10 and above.
Yeah, they're starting to get down to where a GT3 should be. GT3 times are usually, for guys like myself and some others, we're usually down in the 204, 205, 206 range. You'll have guys like these boys, they'll probably get down into the 206, 207 range, these front runners. For the rest of the guys, I am unsure on that one, but definitely drying out, definitely getting quicker.
Zach still keeping up with Macomber here as they're going into turn 1. He's hovering around 1.3 seconds.
Yeah, they're not really gaining. They're not really gaining or losing. Enriquez is just kind of pacing Macomber right now, kind of playing with his food. Just waiting for the right time, I believe. I know Zach, he does wait out pretty good. He waits for mistakes, he waits for tires. He'll wait. So we'll see how this fight continues to progress.
And speaking of tires, this is an hour-long stint. That being an hour long, there is a pit requirement. Everyone has to take at least 1 liter of fuel. But you are locked into the pits for a minimum of 25 seconds. So it is your choice whether or not you want to take tires.
Yeah, your best friend is waiting for the weather to come in. Once the weather comes in, you go another lap or two. Wait for it to start getting really sketchy on the dry slicks, and then you pit when it's starting to get wet. There's 2 ways you can do it here in the wet when that rain rolls in. You can pit reactive. So reactive pit means you go another lap or 2 after on dry slicks, and as the track becomes wet, you can pit. Or the proactive pit strat, which is pit a lap earlier than you think you should. and you'll take the guys that are still out on slicks by surprise when the rain comes.
I am a very reactive driver. Um, I am almost a daredevil because I'll stay out with slicks until until the track actually becomes wet, where I'm losing minimum 3 seconds. That's when I'll actually decide to pit.
Yeah, usually that's around what I do. I should clarify this actually. What I mean by reactive and proactive is either way, you're still gonna be running dry slicks in the rain. You're not gonna be running um a wet slick on or a wet tire on dry.
Hmm.
It's not gonna end well for you. Usually after the first raindrops hit your windshield, you can kind of gauge how heavy it's gonna get, how quick.
Hmm.
Uh, it I can see 30 minutes into the future, and it's going to be rain pretty heavy near the end of this race. Um, and it also said that a little earlier, before the short formation as well. So that rain is creeping uh, closer and closer. I'll get an update for you on that in another couple of minutes to see what the yep, there it is actually. 10 minutes light rain begins. So these guys have another 10 minutes before those uh raindrops hit that windshield. Where the rain is going to come from, it could be turn 1 and go across the track that way. It could be the turn all the way before the final straight. Who knows where the rain will start? I don't actually know if ACC has localized weather like that, but if that's how it is, then they need to definitely be careful because it'll catch them out.
I do believe the weather is localized.
Yeah, I remember sometimes as the rain began, the some parts of the track were a little bit wetter than the others throughout uh the starting portion of the rain.
Hmm.
I know for a fact in AMS2, which I'm now on, and Le Mans Ultimate, uh, the rain is definitely localized. It could be completely dry on one side of the track, and you can physically see where the rain hasn't began. Um, Makes it very interesting for when you have heavy rain coming in with no warning. It'll be completely dry on one side of the track, and then there's sheets of rain coming in on the other side of the track. So it makes it really interesting on dry slicks because you don't know which way to go with it.
You have Jeff Kelly overtaking Alexander Sabo here, or trying to in turn one. Uh,
Oh, they're
Getting
close. The
extremely
BMW
close.
fight
Uh,
looks like Kelly able to hold it. Zabo looking for that position though. He's hunting.
Definitely hunting. It's interesting to point out here. Kelly has already completed his pit. He is doing an undercut strategy.
He might have gone too early. Like I said, rain is coming in. I don't know if he knows that the rain is coming.
He might be betting that the rain will not come. So it's a
He's gonna be in for a big surprise when in 15 minutes that track is gonna be wet. So he's gonna need to pit a second time. Bold move, but we look a little bit further up the field. Breadlove is on Tarno right now, coming into the long carousel corner here at COTA.
turn 17
Three
in turn.
right-handers. Yep, three right-handers in one basically. Oh, he was looking at that inside, man. Breadlove on the move right now. Carno's last lap a 2:14. Breadlove a 2:12. He's making up 2 seconds a lap right now.
And Tarno really struggling tonight. Not sure if it's a setup or it's a night, because I'm gonna blame the nighttime, because I hate driving at night. Oh, as they get
Oh, the switch
extremely
up.
close.
See, me personally, you've watched me for multiple seasons. Most times at night, I was usually the one that would come alive. Um, Something about the nighttime, I can still just hit my marks and be as fast as I am in the daytime, if not faster sometimes.
Macomber and
So,
Zach, they're switching positions heavily right now. Zach is currently in front. Macomber trying to go on the attack. I'm not sure where this position swap happened, because Manriquez was about a
I,
second and
th-
a half behind.
I think Macomber might have made a mistake as Tarno and Breadlove are getting into the fight. Tarno goes wide over the bumps. Breadlove to 5th place, down the back straight.
These fights happen very
Macomber and
quickly.
Manriquez coming into the start-finish line. Manriquez still ahead. Macomber looking. He looks like he wants that inside. Does not go for it.
Does not, but gets. Uh, I was gonna say, it looked like he got the better optimal line until he hit those sausage curbs.
Yeah, those sausage curbs, man, they are deadly. Those, not those ones in T1, but after the long, no, sorry, not the long straight, the double hand left corner of turns
17 and 18. Left hand corner.
so that would be 15 and 16.
Yes.
Turns 15 and 16, those ones on the outside have claimed me multiple times in the middle of the battle.
Ooh, Zach hitting the sausage
Zach,
curves. He's
that's
gonna
gonna
be
give
getting.
the Macomber is just Zach goes defensive, pulled out of the draft for Macomber. Macomber still has that overspeed though. Looks like he's gonna fight this as Manriquez holds first position for now. Macomber to the inside. He went for a gap that wasn't there. What a move.
What a dive!
Manriquez still not letting him out of it though. He's gonna run him off. Yep. Well placed to Zach with that one. And
Brilliant defending.
that one was always gonna be in his favor. I tell you, man, from racing with Zach when we would get in battles, he knows how to defend for sure. These guys also in same machinery, so it's really down to driver in this part of the stage. Last lap for Manriquez a 2:11. Last lap for Macomber a 2:11.3. Both of them running identical lap times. 0.305 for Manriquez, 0.390 from Macomber.
Just a hair of a difference, really.
Just a hair of a difference. These guys are going to battle. We have about 5 minutes, I want to say, until that rain begins, and then it gets heavy very quick. I'm seeing 10 minutes is heavy rain.
Oh, so it's actually okay. It's still progressing. Cause I remember a lot of the time the predictions on that thing is fake news. You can say. You would say.
Usually when I would see it, it would be pretty spot on actually. So expect in the next couple of minutes we're gonna see those windshield wipers start going.
Wonder if anyone started with slicks or if anyone started with the wets. Oh, as he tries to go for another dive there. Uh,
Almost had massive contact between the two Porsches up front. I'm
uh
going back through the field. Guiana off at the final corner of the S's before you head into the final straight. He was doing really well in 4th place there too.
oh man.
That allowed Tarno and Breadlove.
Easily get by and move up in the positions.
Yep, so he has some work to do again. I'm back up front watching these guys. They're running about the same again. Looks like 208.6 for Macomber, 208.9 for Manriquez. Very, very close.
Hart has the fastest lap of the night. He has a 208.535 compared to
And
the two
he's
guys.
pitting. Is he going to try to beat the rain? It might be too early for that. The rain
Rain.
does pick up. The rain does pick up very quickly here in a couple of minutes. So we're gonna see if he puts wets or if he's going with dries to put on wets a little bit later on.
How long is the rain? Oh, I think the rain is actually coming down now.
Rain is starting. Rain
Yep.
is starting. I wonder if he went really proactive and is gonna try to beat the rain.
He's exiting the pits now. Not sure if he has a slicks or not.
I can't tell. I think Breadlove has his lights off.
Does he?
He's trying to pull a Le Mans strategy in that all black freaking Ferrari. He's
He
trying to disappear
does.
into the night. There he is.
We're having connection, or at least I'm having a connection issue.
Breadlove keeps going off of him, so Breadlove having connection issues, making it snap back to Hart.
Oh no.
So I wonder what Tarno is seeing on his end, because we can still see Breadlove, but I wonder if Tarno is seeing something different. Macomber in the pits. He might be putting on wets. He might be trying to go kind of proactive here. Like I said, that rain picks up very quickly. We have probably another couple of minutes before it actually turns on a little bit more.
In a track as big as COTA, it might be better to just pit on time or maybe a little bit early, because 3.4 miles or 5.5 kilometers long. That's a lot of space for weather to change drastically from corner to corner.
100%. I just noticed there on your screen, Breadlove disappeared for a minute in front of Tarno.
I was about to
So
follow
yeah,
that.
Breadlove having some issues with connection, it seems, tonight.
Zach currently leading. Macomber getting out of the pits. Out on track now. Wondering when Zach will actually decide to pit now that we're halfway through the race. The rain is
I
at
think
least
I
starting to
think
pick up.
Zach is gonna wait another couple of minutes This track is gonna get wet very quick. It just went from green to damp within 2 minutes. So he could go for another lap. No, he's pitting right now. He's coming in for the pit lane. He's gonna go on wets and should beat Macomber out of the pits. This is another difference on ACC versus AMS2. Um, when the track gets damp here on ACC is usually when you begin losing grip, at least what I could feel with the setups that you would need to run.
If is
AMS2 you can go until it's shiny. Um, only then once a little bit of standing water. Not not standing water, but when the pavement actually physically gets wet, that's when you notice dry slick struggle a little bit more. So you can definitely have the difference of rain. Breadlove with a stop go 30 must have sped in the pit lane. Macomber coming past Manriquez just beats him out. Macomber pulled the undercut and it worked. As he goes off, he catches it.
what a save.
Like I said, that rain was gonna pick up very quick. Macomber with a drive through though. Oh, that was a track limit for him, and he's getting a drive through for it.
Macomber?
Yep, Macomber has a drive through. Drive through penalty for too many track limits. Macomber with a drive through, Breadlove with a stop go 30 after their pits. I have a feeling Macomber pushed on that outlap and got some limits.
Does that mean that Zach got lucked out here?
Zach lucked out.
Interesting to know here. Zach is about 5 seconds behind Macomber, and I was just about to say he is a five. He was in the pits 5 seconds longer than Macomber, so that means he switched tires compared to Macomber. Macomber didn't take tires.
So yeah, Macomber didn't take tires, and that's gonna end up screwing him. Here, because he is going to. Yeah, you can see he's squirming a little bit.
He's actually going a little bit wider than normal.
Yeah, track is actually wet now, so the rain is coming down harder, and it's supposed to get harder in another 10 minutes. So
We have a driver out
you're.
of the side. That's Alexander Sabo.
Yep,
Oh,
that was he's gonna try to go as far as he can with that drive through and then do it. But if I was him, I would have taken the drive through now and then pit and pit for my tires, because this rain isn't gonna fade off anytime soon, and the track is just gonna get wetter. Already you can see the standing water that's off of the line.
they're everywhere. Yenna getting squirrely there, going
Oh,
extremely wide.
Zabo in the S is going a little sideways. Looks like he has a little bit of damage. Must have tapped the wall.
Ooh. The rain claiming victim, especially in a difficult track like COTA.
Yeah, COTA. Once it begins raining, COTA is a cruel mistress.
Those the painted sections of the track is definitely a section you want to be avoiding in the rain.
Yeah, so it's weird. A lot of curbs here are actually pretty okay. Um, Pretty okay to go on in the rain. Um, there are a couple that will claim you if you touch them in the wet. I should know. I got claimed a couple of times on a few of them. The one that McComber just hit is actually one of them.
Macomber going a little bit sideways. Recovering though. We got to turn 16. He's not losing ground to Zach. He's actually
He's gaining. He's
gaining.
gaining time. I wonder if he. That wouldn't make sense though because he was 5 seconds. 5
Oh,
seconds. Oh, Breadlove just slowed him up coming in.
yeah.
Either way, McComber, if he didn't take tires, he's gonna need to pit again because I don't foresee him being able to survive on dries much longer.
Unless he started with wets and then remained with wets, his tires would have been extremely overheated. But if he started with wets and was able to at least keep it cool enough to this point as Zach is sliding out of turn 2.
He might have been able to. It was greasy at the beginning, and then it turned green for that little bit prior to the rain beginning. But I don't know, man. I think he would have been at risk of a puncture, especially going over the curbs like they were. Um, with overheated tires and overpressured tires like he would have been on, he would have risked getting punctures. So
24. Macomber is 24 seconds behind Zach. That's
that's a large
that's
gap.
that's a huge gap.
And it's not like Macomber is making seconds a lap either. It's usually a couple of tenths on the laps that he runs. So it's good to see Jeff Kelly still at it. Looks like he has Guyana starting to close in here in the later stages. Um, a gap about 2.5 seconds. Uh, I know me and him on the last season that I ran with you guys, we had a big contact at Barcelona. Uh, I still feel so bad for that with Jeff. He was a lapper, and we just met on the exit of the final corner,
I
and he
remember,
got the
yeah.
worst of it. He got booted into the gravel.
It looked like you barely gave him. It honestly looked like you just shoved him out of the way.
It kind of was exactly that. I just understeered. There was something going on back there. Oh, Gianna closed in on Tarna.
Ooh, he's
As
getting
Gianna gets
squirrely.
super squirrely, he loses it. Ooh, he stays out of the wall though. Good recovery from Gianna. He might be on dries with how slippery that looked for him. So
It is
we'll
dries.
have we'll have to see if we'll have to see. I don't see the Pirelli logo on those tires, which means he is on wets. So must just be Honda's doing Honda things for the Albert that's taken over the league as I haven't been racing with you guys.
Kelly off.
Kelly's off.
Kelly's off.
And Tarno's closing because of that mistake from Kelly.
Well, barring any other mistakes, you have Manriquez in P1. It is actually gaining more ground. Oh no, Macomer, he's 26.4 now.
Uh, Breadlove has another stop go 30, it seems. Or he didn't clear it that first go. Or ACC is being weird for me and showing him still having a stop go.
I think ACC is better for you. I was having all sorts of issues just trying to get into the server and everything.
Yeah, Macomber might have some company here with that Aston Martin of Hart. Hart is coming.
I was waiting for the 2 second mark to hit so it turns yellow or orange. A little timer.
Seems Macomber's last prior to this lap, he just put down a 219, but his last lap was a 243. Wonder if he stopped again. I know that you have the way to check pits, so
I mean, he did do a
did
drive
do a
through.
drive-through, but
That was a couple laps ago. And let me see. He's 220 here. I'm checking. He had a yellow flag on him. But that was about 2 laps
I want to
ago.
say he hit because or does it show that he has two pits?
He has two pits. I can actually bring it up here.
So yeah, then he didn't pit again. That must have been his yellow flag that oh no, he has one pit for
This is so interesting. It's
his fuel and tires, but or fuel, I should say, because
he has one pit for fuel. The second pit is not registering or is not showing because he cleared the drive-through. On my screen, he does have two. And the other person that has two is Jeff Kelly. And Lucan Breedlove, but Lucan Breedlove.
Lucan is gonna have a third one popping up because he is trying to clear that stop go. Let's see if he clears it this go or if he cleared it this go around. I think that he was taking the pit limiter off too early.
Hmm.
An honest mistake. I've done it. I'll never forget that race either, dude. Freaking was doing so well the whole race. The weather changed twice in the span of 20 minutes in a 90-minute race. I got through everything. I made one pit for wets, and then as we were getting into the dries, made my second pit. I want to say 20 something up when I came out of the pits on that one,
Mm-hmm.
and I hit the pit limiter just before the line, and it gave me a stop go. And that ruined my chance at a first place in that one. I ended up getting second or third, but I remembered after that you don't take that pit limiter off until you know that you're past that line. I thought
Definitely.
I was past it. I thought I was past it. I was not.
It's also I mean, it's good practice to at least beforehand and see where the actual limits to those entrances are. Because in the Laguna Seca, entering the pit lane, you can actually speed and cross the line over the speed limit as long as by the time the rear end of your car crosses the line at the speed limit, you won't be penalized.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's the case or if that's an issue with any of the other tracks. Not entering, but exiting. How lenient are they in terms of exiting the pit lane and turning off
Yeah.
the limiter?
It's definitely an interesting question for sure with that one.
Uh,
Macomber trying to claw his way back, has Breadlove right in front of him. Breadlove gets a little sideways in the S's, goes wide, allows Macomber through. Manriquez, just looked at the stream, is about 25 seconds, so
yeah.
Macomber losing about a second to Manriquez from the last time we checked
He
that
was
gap.
he was about at 26.4, roughly. It's currently 25.
Macomber, a 19.8 was his last. Manriquez, a 20.6 was his last. So, yeah, Macomber definitely actually trying to claw his way back into it. So,
I'm pretty sure at this current moment, Zach sees the huge gap, and he is, or at least I would be, uh, playing it a
Zach,
lot safer than usual.
Zach is in hit his marks mode right now. He's just gonna hit his marks. He's not gonna take any unnecessary risks. As I say that, he saves it. It looks like.
The streamer's curse is coming alive, bro. Holy
I think
smokes.
I think he I think he has the stream open. I think he heard that. That was too good of timing with that one.
Uh, how many seconds? He didn't even lose that much. 4 seconds? Five? No, he actually did.
So his last looks like it's a 2:23.8. We're gonna see what Macomber's is, and we'll be able to gauge it off of that.
Rough.
Macomber's last
4 seconds. We'll see right now.
a 2:20. So about 3 seconds, 3.5 seconds. But yeah, Manriquez needs to reset, keep his head down, realize that the track is starting to get wetter. Rain is still coming down heavy, and he's losing that rear right now. He needs to settle down. Still has a lot of space behind him. Looks like we lost Fry and
Lost a couple of our drivers. Started with 10, ended up with 6. The
yeah,
wet weather really claiming and
really
ruining.
claiming victims here tonight. See, man, I love wet weather, man.
The
Wet
great equalizer.
weather. What?
It's the great equalizer.
It is wet weather with nighttime. You take two of the things that I'm usually pretty good in and put those two together, and it's usually a damn good race for me. But um, it's still so crazy to me seeing from last season there was never a race without, I think we had 18 cars on the grid,
Right.
like every race. And it's crazy now to see 6 cars with 10 minutes left.
It's
I think
definitely a
everybody
sim.
kind of jumped shipped on ACC as we know that this game is coming to the end of its life cycle. Um,
Is it really though? Because Assetto Corsa uh, Evo is gonna replace Assetto Corsa, not replacing ACC.
yes, but um, at least from what I've heard of the GT cars
Mhm.
that are in there, uh, they feel a lot better than these here in ACC. So, along with the glitches that come with a fresh game like AC Eva. But
Right.
um, the fact that there's so many games out there right now with better physics for GT cars, uh, I foresee ACC becoming a more of a nostalgia game here within the next couple of months, more than likely. I've noticed LFM lobbies are a lot smaller. Um, I haven't played LFM on ACC in a minute, but from what I can grasp with it, they're a lot smaller. League races, we're looking at a league right now with you guys that had 20 cars plus every race last season.
True.
And I don't think I've seen a race this season that's had more than 10 or 12. Um, so it's definitely starting to dwindle, and I feel horrible about it for you guys.
Meh.
But it's the wave with games, you know.
Yeah.
When newer stuff comes out and it's better than what we've all been playing, everybody usually goes to those. I know iRacing is becoming. It's always been big, but I know iRacing is where a lot of guys from ACC are going currently.
It's different physics and everything.
I
I mean,
think I think that the thing that hinders ACC so much is the fact that it's really a one setup show. Um, in order to be fast, it really is just one, maybe two setups that you can use, and they're unrealistic. I don't know how they work,
Zach's going really
but they
wide.
do.
He had to slow down a lot to make that corner. He was just going into the SS.
Yeah. He is starting to lose a lot of ground to Macomber. Macomber is definitely closing that gap, but I don't think it's going to be enough in 6 minutes. He's not closing fast enough.
Comer being very consistent, actually still pushing.
He's actually putting down 2 seconds a lap faster right now than Zach.
And Jacob Hart's still with the fastest lap. I can also pull up the yellow flag incident that he had because he is 15 seconds from Macomber. He was going to be battling him up until he hit that small little incident.
But yeah, like I was talking about with the setups on this game, it's a very unrealistic setup that you need to use for the most grip in this game. Um, max camber, max just about max toe. Um, I know in some cases max caster as well. Uh, you go fully soft on bump and then all the way stiff on fast rebound and bump. Just so many things with the setups in this game that if you start changing those, you'll definitely notice that there's a difference in time. I think it's that the tire model is actually a very simplistic tire model from what I can gather based on the other games I'm playing. If they had a more complex tire model like Automobilista, iRacing, you know, where it's cold tires are cold tires. There's no grip in the things. And overheated tires are a no-go either. I know AMS2 and iRacing do it really well. I haven't been able to figure out LMU with it, but it's more temperature driven. There is a point where your tire PSIs will become too much and the middle of the tire will be your contact patch. But your air pressures really dictate that on colds. And once they get into the optimum temp, your camber, your suspension, how you have it leaning,
Uh-huh.
how you have it leaning on everything, freaking all of that really comes into play with how your tires meet the surface of the track in these other games. In this game, it very much seems that doesn't matter what you do, it has to be max camber, max toe, max caster for the front tires to have the most grip, and then max camber and a certain amount of toe on the rear to stabilize or make more rotation.
See,
It's
I disagree at that point then, because adjusting the or having max camber does make for a quick turn in, but then you have a really squirrely rear. You would have to mess with the anti-roll bar or adjust the camber in the front to compensate for the rear. You'd
see
basically.
from usually what the setups I ran, which is almost a universal thing at where I was.
Hmm.
Um, it's basically the stiffest front end that you can have and the softest rear end you can have. And then max camber, just about max toe. It really depends on what car. I know that the Mustang had basically max camber and toe. McLaren, in what I was running, was max camber, and I think I had 0.2 or something toe, so not fully maxed out toe, but a decent bit of toe on that one. And it's just that's not how a car runs at all. AMS, iRacing, everything, you really need to have as much camber as you need, but as little camber as you need to make sure that you have longitude, uh, long, longitudinal grip for corners and lateral for braking. So it's really a fine line on what is too much, what is too little. And that's why I moved away from ACC like I did, and going from there.
That setup would absolutely destroy me in the Lamborghini.
To be honest, it was very controllable, actually. The
Really?
soft rear end gives it a lot of rear grip. The stiff front end gives it a little bit of understeer, a hint of it, but it makes it to where the body won't roll. So it keeps the rear end in line as well. So it gives it almost as much rear grip as you need.
Hmm.
As Heart gets really sketchy. What a save from Heart.
Just missed it. It looked like it was coming out of what, turn 19?
Yeah, it came out of the penultimate corner before the final corner, got on the curb, started to get sideways, caught it, went sideways the other way, and just started fishtailing the whole time. Absolutely amazing catch by the fastest lap holder, Jacob Hart.
So we're on our final lap here, lap 26 of the race. Zach is still leading. He is 12 seconds ahead of McComber. He's lost a lot of ground, but pretty sure he did that on purpose just to stay up ahead. And barring any other issues or mistakes, there's still a couple corners left. It's looking like Zach is going to be our podium winner. McComer's coming in second, Hart in third, Kelly in fourth, Tarno fifth, and Breedlove
Red
in.
Love, I think, is just letting the
He's been in the pits for a while. I think he's just waiting for.
yeah, he's just waiting. What he should do right now is come out for this because it is the final lap. He might get DNF or something if he doesn't move from the pits currently.
I actually never thought about that. He might be.
We'll have to see how SimGrid scores him with that, but Manriquez comes across and gets P1. Congratulations to Zach. Well managed, well raced. McComber coming across P2. Was closing in, had that mishap with the drive-through. Hate to see it for him. Well driven, well thought for him as well. Jacob Hart. Go ahead.
I was gonna say he's probably gonna join Zach over a Big Red at the end of turn one.
Probably. Jacob Hart coming P3. Fastest lap of the race. Had a great quali. Got turned around on the start. He hits the wall in Big Red. Classic, classic COTA shenanigans. Jeff Kelly coming around turn 16, heading into the 17-18. Sorry, 16-17, 18 complex because it's the three corners
Yeah, it's all one thing. One
as he
huge
rounds
turn.
the penultimate. Coming across the line in P4. Well done to Jeff on a pretty well managed race. He's flashing. He's happy about that one. And finally, Tarno. Well done, Brad. Coming home. Well done to everybody tonight.
Really, good racing from all of them. Really good racing on Zach Manriquez. He had an overall gain of 3 positions. Jeff Kelly was struggling a lot, as well as Jacob Hart. They both lost 2 positions from where they started. So, yeah. I don't know if anyone's gonna join us. I'm gonna be honest here for the interviews, but I mean, if anyone wants to, they're more than welcome. While I have you here, you excited for our next race? That I have no idea where we're at or where we're going.
Where are we going, do you know?
Let me actually find out.
Probably would be a good idea to check.
Uh, uh, Sim Grid. Season 9. We are going to Donington Park. Yuck.
Ooh, Donnie.
That's. I'm just gonna throw it out there. It is not my favorite. I do not like Donington. It is a cool track. I'll give it that, but
I don't mind Donnie. It's not the worst. It isn't the best. Um, I have my gripes with that track. I've had some really good results there. I've had some really bad results there. Um, but who knows? I may show my face on the grid again. I may not. We're gonna see. Looks like
they're definitely chatting it up.
they're definitely chatting. So I think that somebody made a mistake here. It might not be.
You know what is my favorite track though? Or one of my favorites. I like. Excuse me. I like Brands Hatch, and
Brands Hatch is good.
and it's very rare. We aren't in Brands Hatch too often, but yeah, that's a track I like. Turn one is always a little sketchy with it being off camber and a downhill. It's
Yeah, turn one is a little hairy, for
yeah,
sure.
but it's definitely fun. Well, I think anyone's joining us tonight for interviews. Unfortunately, you could have interviewed them for me tonight.
Yeah, kind of tag team it, but doesn't seem like people want to be talkative.
It's all right. We'll just start the closing sequence, anyways. It's getting late, anyways. Thank you for being here with us, though. For at least joining me and keeping me and everyone here spectating us entertained. It's always fun having you here in the booth, chatting it away and everything.
Yeah, I'm usually not on this side of the glass, but I'm a little washed at ACC now after being out of it for uh some months now. Really, the only times I've picked it up were the last time we tried doing the broadcast at the beginning of the year, um, round one for round one for this season, and couldn't get in. So that was really the last time I picked it up, and then before that was the end of season 9, was it?
Season 8.
Season 8. So that was some months ago now.
Yeah, we missed Silverstone. Silverstone was I just looked it up. That was round one. That would have been a really fun track to commentate and everything.
Yeah, Silverstone is one of my better tracks. I usually do really well there as well.
I was actually getting a lot faster in Silverstone too, so I would have been trying to claw my way back to where you would be at.
Yeah, I watched Jake Wells, and their race pace was right where I was. So I'm usually 157, 58.
Holy smokes! My fastest was 159, so I still got work to do.
Yeah, so those two, him and Denarte, were 58s. Actually, I don't think that they dipped into 57s until no, they did. Sorry. That's false. So I definitely could have been really competitive this season, I think, if I went with it, but I've just been enjoying the other games I've been playing, so not haven't been really looking for ACC as of recently.
Eh, whenever you decide to come back, we will gladly have you back. In fact, I might be on the grid just to race you for when you come back. You know. DC.
For old
Try to,
times,
yeah,
for old times' sake, my
just for
elbows are
all
gonna be
time.
out. I hope you know that my elbows are gonna be out. I'm gonna be ready for a fight.
I wouldn't have it any other way. One that
Uh,
you curse me tonight, like Zach is gonna be dog shit tonight. Bet fam. I am not gonna confirm nor deny that. He says. He said that on stream. Or he asked me on stream.
hold on, who?
Zach asked if we cursed him.
Oh no, I was talking about him, and then he almost spun.
Did you have the camera on me when I hit the wall or something? Because the car just lost all control as if there was some sort of curse. You know what, Brad? I'm not gonna confirm or
I
deny
may
that
have
either.
been. Ain't gonna lie to you boys, I caught multiple of you guys getting a little squirrely, so it might have been on me. New broadcaster over here.
Oh man. Well, there's no way it was my fault. It's the streamer's curse, that commentator's curse is coming alive.
It was definitely commentator's curse with Zach, man. I was talking about him being like he just needs to hit his marks, and next thing I know you're almost spinning in turn 17, 18. So it was definitely my fault on that one, Zach.
Well, that being said, I get this time for the closing sequences. Once again, thank you for being here. And still here for a bit if you want while I do all this. I'm definitely gonna get out of here so you know nothing happens.
Yep, no worries.
But yeah. It was definitely a squirrely there at the end. He says, "Thanks for having me all on this side of the glass, guys." Hey man, thank you for being here. Alright, I'll be right back.
I can mute and deafen. You're good.
You sure? Or I could do this
Yeah.
right now, yeah. No, I'm just gonna double secure this and just boom. Well, it's that time of the night. I was not expecting COTA to be wet. I was definitely not expecting COTA to be at night. So that is was quite a treat. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed it. I bet a bunch of our drivers did not enjoy it, especially with the streamer's curse being alive and well. Definitely blaming lots of drivers. This is the 5FIRacing.com channel right here. Let's put that in the URL and it boots up. It boots up this beautiful webpage here. I'm just reading his message here. gotta make him feel good about having the 3-time in the booth. Oh, that reminds me. He is the 3-time. I'm the 1-time and he's the 3-time, bruh. So many seasons between us. You put that in the URL. It takes you to this beautiful website. From here, you can go on SimGrid, Discord, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Reddit. Click any of these numbers here. They take you somewhere. I'm not gonna tell you where, but you're gonna have to figure that out. Check the resources. You know what? Just explore the entire page. Why not? Anyways, SimGrid is where you'd want to go. From here, we are in season 9. You can go ahead and register. We're actually full in the silvers. I just noticed. Wow. But you could definitely join our gold league if your entry requirement allows it. You have 3 more spots left, so definitely go for it. If you missed it, I'll repeat it once again. We're headed to Donington next week. Yuck. I don't like Donington. I'm just gonna leave it there. Red Bull rig though, hell yeah, bros! I can't wait. Can we just skip round 7? I mean, we'll see what happens. But Donington is next round. If you're actually interested, you could join our mixed class here on Tuesdays. We actually don't have a lot of people, and I'm gonna call out 2 of our drivers here. We're gonna call out Alan and we're gonna call out Zach, as I am part of the BMWs here, and I was driving alone last week. Good old me. It was quite lonely. Also, Jacob, Myrie, and Albert Gunna here, they were passing me so quickly in the GT2s, but that's a topic for another day. Hopefully, I'll see you guys next week. My AMS2 league is on Tuesday, so I can't make that one. Bruh, that is absolutely... We need to just figure out a date that works for all of us and just have fun. Like the good old days. Hopefully you guys had fun listening to me and Albert chat it away. It was definitely quite nice to have him in the booth with me tonight. Entertaining for me and hopefully entertaining for you. I will hopefully see you guys next week in Donington. And you guys have a good rest of your night or day, wherever you are. I'll see you guys next time. I just noticed I didn't even do our intro today because of how janky it was in the beginning. Anyways, here's our outro. See you later.
Baby, I'm calling for you, and I'm stuck in a loop. Baby, I'm calling for you, and I'm stuck in a loop. Baby, I'm calling for you, and I'm stuck. stuck in a loop.